Hello, this is Padge and welcome to another episode of Padge Plays YOLO edition. And today we're playing a game called 60 Seconds! Exclamation mark by Robot Gentleman Studios. Yes, or was it Gentleman Robot Studios? Robot Gentleman Studios, we'll stick to that. Now I do apologise, I might sound a little hoarse. I am still getting over my illness I've had. But nonetheless, we shall soldier through just like they did back in the 70s. Ooh. That was a UFO. They're going fast. So, 60 seconds. What is the premise? Well, we get very little time to gather as much stuff as we can to take down into our fallout shelter before a nuclear holocaust kicks off. So it's a nice cheery game from the off. And again, the reason behind me doing the YOLO game, the YOLO playthrough as opposed to making a series of it is it's a game I enjoy, but I don't think it's a game I can get a full series out of. So we'll do it this way for the time being. You may find this comes back on every so often where I might get a little bit better at the game. I did pick this up at Christmas in the sale, in the Steam sale, and I'm not very good at it. I'll be completely honest with you, but it's quite interesting. There's a bit of a story that follows through. It's a little bit of reading, and interesting things should happen, and hopefully on camera I'll be able to complete the game on easy. I haven't even been able to do it on easy yet. I think it's a case I'm not quite sure of how everything runs still. The mechanics are thereabouts in my brain, but they're not tip-top, so it's a case of learning on the job, as they say. So let's crack on, I guess. Let's crack on. New game. We are playing on classic. There is a challenge mode, but I'm by far nowhere near that as it stands right now. So just onto the classic, and we are playing Apocalypse. Now you can do the other bits. The atomic drill's the sort of basics, the starter, as you were. The tutorial, that's the word I'm looking for. We have scavenge, which just lets you focus on what to pick up before the nuclear bombs drop, and survival is what happens after the nuclear bombs drop when you're actually down in the shelter itself. But as I said, we're going for a normal playthrough, so Apocalypse it is. And as you can see, you've got three different difficulties here. We have Little Boy, easy, Fat Man, normal, and Tsar Bomber, hard. We are going to be playing it on Little Boy because, well, let's face it, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. And I'd rather have an almost reliable playthrough, one where it isn't going to end very horribly straight away. So, yeah, here's going. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. Begin of the adventure. Soup can be stored for up to 737 years. Okay, so let's have a quick look around. Now, there are certain things we should be concentrating on getting, like the gas mask, obviously lots of food and water. Family members are optional, although they can come in useful as well. There's a torch in there. I haven't seen the gas mask yet. Survival book could come in useful. Little Timmy, got the axe right by the entrance. We'll grab him first. Get in there, Timmy, get in there. You're safe down there, son. Where are you? Come on, Big Bertha. And we'll grab some soup. Can we grab anything else? No, that's it. That's it. To the shelter. Wifey, where are you? You're needed. And can we grab the gas mask? Oh, yes, we can. That'll do for the time being. We've got no food. No food. Okay, food, water. And what else we got? What's this down here? I have no idea what it is. Bullets! Bullets are good. Bullets are good. Right, so now we've got the axe. We need more water. Thank you. We'll get the poison. Never know. That's full. To the shelter. I know. I'm going wrong way. Wrong way. Oh dearie. This is. Well, I don't think it's going too badly. Might be worse. Anything else in here? No. Do we grab the guitar? Do we grab more water? Can we get the suitcase? No, can't get the suitcase. Anything else? Lock. Oh God, we're there. We're there. Quickly. We didn't get the radio. That's gonna cost us. We didn't get the radio. Okay. Well, at least we all survived. There is that. We got there. We're in the shelter. Everybody is safe. And as long as we've got each other, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Day one. So as you can see, we're all looking okay. We're doing okay for food. A little bit of water. We've got a lock. Gas mask. Poison. Cards. Axe. It's just the radio, really. Let's see how this goes. Day one. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. We vaguely remember stashing some things in the shelter because there was no room for them upstairs. Turns out being messy can really work in your favour. So we got the map, which is important. The gun, yes, obviously that will help, and some playing cards. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. Plenty of water means we don't have to worry about that for some time. Good to know. Right, so you do have to ration out your supplies, obviously. They do say that food you can do without for a few days. Water, I think, is longest of 2 days before that starts affecting health. So being day one, none of us need anything, so we'll just crack on. Being safe down here is much better than being pulverised out there, but that doesn't mean we don't want to go outside. Maybe we could take a walk soon. That neighbourhood is probably much more peaceful since the bombings. I want cake! I guess that was from the daughter. She looks like she could go on a diet. Okay, day 2. Looking a bit grisly. Do we have to take care of ourselves, or will someone come to our rescue? It's impressive how well Mary Jane is handling this situation. She looks fine today. No news is good news. There's nothing new going on with Timmy. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. Ted says there's no need to worry about him. He's okay. So everyone's doing okay for day 2. So to which point, again, we're not going to worry about rationing for today. I think we'll crack on. Our neighbourhood is still highly radioactive. Trips to the surface are a big risk to our health right now. Right, so everyone is okay to go if we want to send them out. I don't think we're going to send them out for the time being. We're going okay for food, and obviously when you send them out, much like any other types of games like this, there is a chance that they are going to get injured. Although I suppose there's also a good chance that they're going to bring stuff back, but never mind. This is terrible. We can't sleep. We've been having problems with sleeping ever since we got down here, but now it's worse than ever. If we don't deal with this problem, we won't be able to cope with any other challenges that await us outside these tin shelter doors. So, there's a medikit. I suppose we were looking for some sort of sleeping night nurse, maybe, or sleeping pills of some sort. Day 3. Okay. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or 2 of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were, and there are other problems we will need to face soon. So let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away or save us from radiation sickness. Can we spare some water? Water. Everybody wants some water today. That's fine, so everyone can have a little sipsy of water. It's a quarter of... Yeah, it's a quarter of rations for each. So, as it stands right now, we're good for 1, 2, 3, 4 more days. Times that by 2. So, 8 more days with water. Food, I think, as I said, is 4. So, we're good for a while yet on that. It's funny, though, that soup doesn't help towards hydration. You'd have thought, with it being a very much water-based food stuff, that you'd be okay. But apparently not. Apparently not. Do we want to send anyone else out at the moment? I don't think so. I think, again, I think we're doing okay. Surviving down here is no walk in the park. It won't get easier. We're hopeful this will blow over soon and life will be back to what it used to be. Or else, we might face dangers we've never dreamt of. Oh, very melancholy. Very melancholy. Day 4. Still looking okay. Now, hasn't he got a crooked neck by now, looking into exactly the same corner for as long as he has? And where's the toilet? Or is that not a question that I really want answered right now? Get off. Bloody flies. It's hard not to worry considering our current situation. Some days we're still struggling to deal with the shelter life, but we can't lose hope. It's always better than when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new happened to Mary Jane today. Timmy is good, Dolores is okay, and Ted is fine. Oh, look at that. They all want to go swimming in the seas. Well, wouldn't recommend that for the time being. Not unless you've got a radiation suit. We didn't expect to get a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb dropped, yet here we are. We can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. It must be the public phone booth on the other side of the street. Should someone go answer it? Ooh. So, do we send someone else to go and answer the phone? I have faith in Timmy. He's young. He's a little scamp. He'll be sprightly. Very dexterous. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be fine. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's back again. Oh, he's got stuff wrong with him. He's got plasters on and bandages. Oh dear. It was a trap! Some crazed maniac started firing as soon as we ventured out into the street. We need to patch those wounds up. They're not looking pretty. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. Timmy got hurt. Okay. And everyone else doesn't need anything, so that's fine. We don't have a medikit right now, Timmy, so I'm just going to ask you to man up. You're a big boy now, son. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I've got faith in you. I've got faith in you. Saying that, though, we could probably do with sending Mary Jane out. Can we send Mary Jane out? We've always wanted to throw a party with a huge cake for some reason. It never worked. One time, that was a full stop there. One time we were promised a great cake, and it turned out it was a lie. That was a disappointment. We weren't glad. We're definitely getting a cake when the radioactive clouds are gone. You get your cake. You go get your cake. I think you deserve it. Day 6. Maybe moving away won't be too bad. We can probably make new friends, meet new people, provided anyone is still alive, that is. Alright, so Mary Jane wants a drink. It's going to take a while for Timmy's wounds to heal on their own, but they will heal, which is good to know. It's good to know. Dolores wants some water. And Ted will probably want a few bits of water as well. So we'll give everyone a little bit of water. It might help Timmy heal up a bit better if we do so. Enough sitting around. It's time to visit the surface and look for some additional supplies. Maybe somebody survived the blast. Maybe someone is still alive. Let's find out. So, Mary Jane, you'll be going, and she will be going with the gas mask. Because, well, it's still radioactive outside, you know. We've got to give her a little bit of a chance. That'd just be cruel. I wonder if child services are still around after the apocalypse. Day 7. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. It's high time we did something about Timmy's injuries. I can't do anything. I have nothing to do. Mary Jane's gone to find a medical kit. That's my thinking behind that. That's why I sent her out. We're okay for food and other stuffs, but we need some medical kits. So that's what Mary Jane's gone to do. She's gone to save her brother. Yes. And as it stands, only Dolores is hungry. Okay, well, we'll just give a little bit of food to Dolores then, I suppose. We're going to have to start rationing properly, I suppose. That trash can of ours is getting disgusting. The good news is we don't have much of an appetite when we see it, so we're saving some food. Yet for some reason, we would like to tidy this mess up. Those giant green cockroaches are a pretty good motivator. Ah, well, this is why we brought out the pesticide. So that should hopefully sort that out. It's a big enough can. Jeez. Day 8. The soup has been opened. That was close. A nest of those glowing bugs might have been more than enough to drive us out into the wasteland. Roaches are the worst, but radioactive roaches? Yikes! Timmy is very hungry. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood. And Ted is hungry too. Okay, so you two can have food now. There's never a good time to go out into the radioactive wasteland, but it seems this will become a necessity in this new world of ours. We thought it would be a good idea to make this happen sooner rather than later, and planned a trip outside. Before we could make the third step beyond the shelter doors, an unknown creature started growling at us in the darkness. We had only moments to decide what to do. Ooh, Well, we could use our gun. It was growling after all. That's, you know, a friendly animal does not growl. So, yeah, let's shoot it. Day 9. Well, we're still here. The gun's still here. That's all good. A quick shot with the rifle was more than enough to scare away, or maybe bring down whatever creature stalked us in the darkness. We never saw it again. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. Water is all Dolores wants, and Ted wishes for water too. So I guess we're going to be handing out the water. Today during breakfast we were startled when our map slid off the wall. We checked the nails holding it, but they were all firmly in place. It could be a poltergeist. Maybe we need to perform an exorcism to get rid of it. Anyway, in the wall behind the map we discovered some sort of safe. We're curious as to what treasure might be inside. Shall we open it? Well, hang on. This is your shelter, okay? This is in your house. This shelter is in your house. So therefore, and you did know about it because you brought rations down beforehand. So one would presume, whilst putting up that map, you would have noticed the safe behind it. So therefore, you should know what's inside. And if you don't know what's inside, you should be pretty sure it's safe. I'd have thought. Maybe. Let's do it. Let's do it. And we're all dead. No, we're good. We're good. We're good, I think. We're not sure how or why the map just decided to slide off the wall, but we're lucky that it happened. Inside the dusty safe, we found some supplies. Timmy's wounds aren't getting any better. Today, Dolores is okay, and Ted is coolio. But we have a medikit. Timmy is going to get better. He's going to pull through. What we would give to be able to enjoy the sunshine again. We can't say. There's a lot of light underground. We don't expect it to get any brighter down here. Ah. Morale is fading. Morale is fading. Dolores does not look happy. She's got fantastic posture though. I'll give her that. Fantastic posture. Hopefully the time to leave will come soon. Timmy has healed up. There's nothing to report with Dolores and Ted is fine. So we'll just have a quiet day today. Just contemplating on how Mary Jane's getting on. She's been out there for a while, you know. Timmy's not doing great. It would be good to talk to him to cheer him up. Yeah, let's talk to him. Maybe play a card game. We'll play I Spy. We'll play I Spy. I'm sure that will last for hours. Mary Jane was supposed to be back in a few days. It's been too long. We fear something bad has happened to her. Shit. Even a word or two may be enough to brighten someone's mood. Timmy seems to be better now. Timmy prefers apple juice, but right now he could do some water. Dolores needs a drink, and so does Ted. Ah, right. So we've lost Mary Jane. She has gone, and she has the gas mask. And that's the only way we can go outside and be safe. We thought phone calls were a thing of a past. After the atomic bomb obliterated everything in our little town. However, a phone booth in our street survived the bombing somehow. And it seems to be ringing. Well, I'm pretty sure we've fallen for this trick before, so we're just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave that one. Day 13. Oh! Dolores, what's with the hands? Are you doing the thriller dance? Is that what that is? Oh dear. It's just way too dangerous to just randomly run to a ringing phone in the middle of a radioactive ghost town. We're not taking any chances. It took a while before the ringing stopped. It was pretty annoying for all of us. Timmy's on his best behaviour. Dolores is not eating for our Dolores' sanity is questionable. And Ted is hungry. Oh, goody. She's obviously gone mad because her daughter's died. And I'd be right there with her too, I think. I'd be right there with her too. So, the contamination of our town is still strong. Scavenging in these conditions could result in radiation sickness. Dolores is confident she will survive outside. She's confident. And she's a little bit doolal. I say we let her go. I say we let her go. It's high time we stopped wondering about what's going on and started asking questions. Or at least listen to some reasonable answers. So how about tuning to a radio station and learning a thing or two about the brave new world? We don't have a radio. That was the one big thing we needed and I forgot. The radio. And this is why we're playing on easy. This is why we're playing on easy. Well, we've survived 2 weeks. Well, I say we've survived 2 weeks. We have lost our daughter, but we won't dwell on that too much. They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue what's going on might not necessarily kill us. Like the good scout he is, Timmy is making the best out of this situation. He even seems cheerful. Dolores still isn't in full control of her mind. We're not sure what monsters are inhabiting it, but we wish they could just go away. Ted says there's no need to worry about him. He's okay too. Right, so everyone's okay. It's time to send out Dolores. What can we send her with? Probably the axe. We'll keep the gun. You can have the axe. I think. Then again, she is mad. So like she would literally be an axe-wielding maniac. Yeah, I suppose that's the risks you got to take in the apocalypse. Day 15, week 3. And it's just the boys. Just the boys. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. And Yeah, Ted needs water. So, water for the men. We really missed the life we had. The space, the sky, the food, more food. We wish we could go back to a time before this damned bomb dropped. Don't we all? Don't we all? Day 16. Oh, his beard's getting more full. Look at that. Beautiful. I'll tell you what, I wish my beard grew this slowly. I have to shave every bloody day. Just jealous. Just beard jealousy. That's what it is. Fond memories are one thing, but we need to be ready for harsh reality that awaits us. Like the good scout he is, Timmy is making the best out of his situation, and Ted is okie dokie too. So we'll let it be for the time being. Timmy didn't say a word about it, but when he was outside, he scratched his hand on a wire or some other rusty piece of metal. His wound is not looking pretty, and we need to do something about it. I thought he was healthy now. There's no plasters or scratches or anything on him. Not a lot I can do about that. Oh, he's ill. he's very, very ill. The best medicine for any sickness or injury is to clench your teeth and ignore it. That's what our grandma always said. Of course, she's dead now, and that's been for a while, ever since she got that nasty frog bite at the age of 25. Wow, at 25? Timmy fell sick and Ted is fine. I haven't got a medikit. I can't do anything, Timmy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When we opened the bunker door this morning to let some fresh radioactive air... let in some fresh radioactive air, we discovered a small suitcase on our doorstep. There was no note on it, and the neighbourhood seemed empty. Should we take a look inside? I think it's a case of having to at this point. Again, fortune favours the brave. Or at least, here's hoping. Day 18. And no, obviously fortune does not favour the brave. Ted has turned into the Incredible Hulk. Inside the suitcase we found some soup, but yuck, it expired a long time ago. We're not feeling very well. Some of us spend the whole morning using the bucket in the corner. So that's what they use for the toilet. We're not accepting anonymous gifts ever again. Some water for some Timmy would be nice. And Ted is really thirsty. So they're both sick. They're both sick. Oh God, Dolores, you need to come back quick. A knock on the door is not something we take lightly these days. So when a man came to our doorstep today offering us a highly profitable game of cards, we weren't convinced. Is a bet of 2 soup cans in a card game a reasonable choice in our situation? I don't think we have 2 soup cans, do we? Oh well. Oh, we do. We do. We're good. We're good. I have faith. Ted looks like a gambler. Maybe not. Maybe not. Damn it. That man must have cheated. We lost, and before we could argue about it, the man left with our supplies. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He's shivering all the time, and Ted is still sick. Okay, well, there's not a lot we can do here. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the Reds would ruin such a lovely neighbourhood? We could do it on our own. The escaping part, not the running part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. With that damn radio, which I forgot. The radio is probably the most important thing I could have brung down with me, and I just couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. Oh, she's back, and yeah, is she more crouched over than before? Your posture is, I'll tell you, your posture is taking a beating out there, Dolores. You need to sit up, love. You'll feel a lot better if you just sit up. If there is one thing we need to do, it's to use a radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that, or it's still strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. Yeah, there was no still there. I do apologise. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. We brought some strange looking people back to our doorstep. They claimed to be wizards and were willing to trade useful supplies in exchange for a few weird trinkets. After hearing them out, we decided to look around our shelter for the items they wanted. They were really ecstatic about purchasing a pair of old socks, which have been lying in the corner for some time now, living their own life. The wizards got them in exchange for a few bottles of water. One of them placed the socks on her ears and started to dance. Well, crazy attracts crazy, I guess. They really wanted to sell us their radio. They claimed it was evil and whispers about the return of the Dark Lord. We gave them a bottle cap. Well, so we've got a radio now. Awesome. Well, Dolores is hungry and Ted is hungry. They're all hungry. Well, okay. Well, yeah, we can just about do this, I guess. The state of the wasteland remains unknown to us. Maybe we should risk it and go out. So Timmy sounds like he's the best one here. Despite his need for a nap, Ted could try his best on the surface, or Timmy's in good health and full of optimism. I think Timmy needs to go. We've been arguing and arguing with Dolores. The fact that we're down to our last bite of food didn't help. And now we're almost at each other's throats about how to ration the damn soup. Should we share an entire can right now? The alternative is to reason with her into saving it for later. Well, that's all we can do. Well, they're all still here. I suppose that's a good thing. Negotiations took all night, but we got to a peaceful resolution in the end. Dolores agreed to stash the soup can for later. Timmy prefers water, Dolores wants to eat, and Ted wants water. So, food, water, and water. Timmy's going out, so that should help with the food. Timmy, you can leave with... Yeah, take the axe again. Take the axe. Godspeed, Timmy. Godspeed. So into our 4th week now. That's 3 weeks we've survived. And just the parents left, and they're not looking the best. Not looking the best. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Dolores has not eaten for a while, and she wants water. But Ted's doing okay, so she wants both things. Okay. It's difficult to keep our spirits up in this situation. We do hope this whole mess will be over soon, or else we might end up in a place much worse than this cosy shelter. Yes. Day 23. Well, we're both still here. That's good, I think. We're trying our best to remain calm. The situation we're in is far from normal, and we might never get used to it. We hope that help comes soon. Wow, she's just eating and eating and eating. No, you're not eating this time, Dolores. I'm sorry. We've got one portion left, and you've just been greedy. Greedy, I tell you. We have plenty of distant relatives, but none of them mean as much to us as Auntie Ada. She lives in the country, so there's a good chance she's still configuring her cow counting machine and not worrying about nukes raining down on her hen house. Too bad we don't have a photo of her. Or do we? We put some photos into books a while ago, after the giant coffee spill incident. That's the survivor manual. I should have brought the survivor manual as well. The few times I've played through, it would appear that that doesn't get used up. So, oh well, never mind. Day 24. And so, we are left with no photos, no news, and no happy thoughts. The world is too cruel. Dolores isn't doing very well. His sanity is very questionable, and Ted is really thirsty. We can have water. Water is something I can spare. We thought it'd be a great idea to have some role-playing fun and create our own shelter theatre group. We called it the Thunderdome. We spent the rest of the day trying to write a script for our performance. We almost got into a fight over it and decided that maybe it would be best to play something simpler. Back to I Spy then. 25. We played hide and seek. The longest round we were able to play lasted for around 10 seconds, and that was only because the lights went out for a moment. Water is all Dolores wants. Water is all that Dolores is getting. You'd expect the post-apocalypse to be a time of peace and quiet, since, you know, most of the people aren't around anymore. Yet here we have someone at the door. When we opened it, we encountered a strange-looking man in a blue jumpsuit who asked us to trade him a water chip. A water chip? What in the hell is that? Oh, you gotta love pop culture. Oh, Timmy's back. Timmy's back. What's he bought? I see nothing new. Oh, a torch? I see a torch. And no axe. You've lost the axe. God damn it, Timmy. We explained politely that we didn't have a shelter chip, but we were happy to share some water with him. The man was visibly disappointed, but thanked us for the water and even left us his gas mask. Odd. Well, at least we got a gas mask back, I suppose. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. We used to visit our local cinema so often that we could travel there blindfolded. It wasn't that surprising when this was where our feet took us, almost without involving our brains in the process. When we recognised the sign of the food stand sticking from between the rubble, we were hoping to find some popcorn. There was none. But the tomato soup dispenser was still working. Yay. So we got some more food, that's good. The cinema had a strict policy of not bringing your own drinks into the movie hall. Seems like somebody broke the rules a little. We found a lot of bottles in the last row of the hall. Some were even full. Oh, 2 water as well. Breaking your leg amongst ruins is not difficult, and the cinema wasn't helping. If it wasn't for our hawk eyes and cat-like reflexes, that flashlight abandoned in the middle of the movie theatre passage could have proven lethal. So we've got a torch. We returned from the expedition, but our axe didn't make it. I would say that is not a bad trade-off. Bit of food, bit of water, and a torch for an axe. I can dig that. And Timmy and Ted needs to eat. Timmy and Ted. Wrong way around, but never mind. Ring ring. There we were thinking we could never hear a telephone signal again when suddenly a phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. But only Ted can go. I'm not going to go because I'm sending Ted out in a second. So no one's going to answer that. I think Ted's lost it. I think Ted has lost it. Okay. It's just way too dangerous to randomly run to a ringing phone in the middle of a radioactive ghost town. We're not taking any chances. I've read this bit before. Timmy should eat something. Dolores has not rested or eaten for a while, but she's rested. And Ted needs water to survive, and Ted has gone crazy. Right. So, food for Timmy, food for Dolores. Does that mean I can't send him out now? Ted is happy to risk his life in the wastes. That's my man. That's my man. We always thought life would be much better. It could be much better. That was before we got nuked. Now we think life could be much better. In a way, not much has changed. Day 28. Yeah, Ted needs to go. Ted needs to go. What we make of today will be our tomorrow. So let's make it right. Timmy's hungry. Dolores wants some water. Ted looks like he's got 1 foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. Okay. So, hang on. Right, so it's just Timmy for food. The other 2 for water. Let's give... No, let's not give Ted some soup. He's going out. Ted, off you go. Take the gas mask. I bid you good luck, sir, and Godspeed. Just keep the mask on. Don't let them see your crazy eyes. As soon as they see the crazy eyes, it's game over. We woke up to the smell of something burning. We got up in panic, but it turned out the fire was under control, more or less. For the past few days, Dolores has been very busy building a house of cards. It started with a single building, but soon she was out of cards after constructing a small card town standing in the corner of our bunker. During the night, Dolores set it on fire and calmly observed the flames. When we asked why, she just gave us an indifferent stare, worthy of a serial killer, and said that some women just want to watch the world burn. Yep, I'd have to agree. Tim is in terrible shape. We need to give him water now. Dolores is fine, and Ted has gone. Water for Timmy. A woman came by with a creature she claims is a camel, provided that camels have 5 legs. The animal was carrying a pack of goods for trade. So... yeah, see, I think we're doing okay for water. I wouldn't trade any of this for water. It's just not worth it. 1 for that. Bullets is 1 as well. Yeah, not worth it. Definitely not worth it. Day 30. In the end, we decided her offers were not for us. Maybe another time, if she ever comes back. So Tim is fatigued. Dolores is clearly giving in to the madness. We wish we could stop it. I don't think there's a way to stop madness in this game. You just have to sort of accept it. How about that lake we've been going to for the past few years? It would be so good to find ourselves there, far away from all this madness. Swim a little, maybe take a boat ride, even if this whole place turned into Atomville. It's quite melancholy, this game, at times. I can't remember it being this sort of well, melancholy. one for a better word. I suppose that, you know, you can't get much more melancholy than the nuclear apocalypse. So, as long as we're safe, we can stay down here. Timmy is looking pale. That's fine. And Dolores wants some water. That we can do. We never thought we'd live to see a dancing cockroach. We still haven't, but we saw one that was nearly as big as a cat. The good news, they've probably scared off any rats in the area. The bad news is they are huge and will probably attack us when they get a chance. Well, I've got nothing to deal with this, so we're just going to have to soldier on and hope for the best. She's not as bent over now, Dolores. Does that mean she's not as mad? I would suspect, anyway. I would suspect. Oh my, that thing is huge. And there goes another one. Roaches everywhere. We're doomed. We already feel all dirty. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. And Dolores is okay. So Timmy, you can have some water, friend. It's not easy to be calm in these circumstances. Hopefully we will keep our peace, or else we might need to act like wolves. Survival of the fittest and all. That's not good. You're going to start eating each other. Oh, there's a cockroach on the floor. Didn't even notice the cockroach. Yeah. Is Timmy looking worse? I think he is. Is it because the cockroach is next to him? Yuck, a mutant cockroach. Can I click on stuff? Flashlight, map. So Dolores is hungry, crazy and fatigued. Timmy is hungry, sick and fatigued. And that's all we can do. The lock was useless. Haven't been able to use the lock on anything. It's hard not to worry considering our current situation. Some days we're still struggling to deal with this shelter life. But we can't lose hope. Timmy should eat something, and Dolores wants to eat something. Right, this is where it's going to get difficult soon because we don't have a lot of soups left. If there's anyone who can rescue us from the hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens. We've been paying our taxes regularly, so we're sure Uncle Sam is coming to get us. We'll accept that one time when we... Oh, well, except that one time when we... Never mind. The government people are coming, and we should keep our ears and eyes open for any sign from them. Well, let's use the radio then. We've got a cross. Map. Oh, okay. Does this change to where we can actually go and sort of hunt stuff out? Because if so, I never knew that. Okay, alright. We knew it! The government had not fallen, and they're coming to save us. They didn't give exact dates in their radio transmission, but we're sure they won't keep us waiting long. They said they will be in touch in a couple of days, and told us to await further instructions. So Timmy's quite sickly, and Dolores wants some water. Okay. 1 minute it was all fine, and the next we were at each other's throats. How did this happen? This is insane! We need to get a grip on ourselves if we're going to survive this. Let's just sleep on it. Oh dear. Oh. Oh, he's back. He's dribbly, but he's back. And we've got a Boy Scout book. That's the only new thing I can see. Okay. Well, let's just let's see if this changes where people can go out. So we'll put them in like the park area. We stopped arguing, but for how long? Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. The old library in the centre of our town was reduced to a huge pile of rubble. The one thing distinguishable in the ruins were half-burnt bookshelves and the remains of a librarian's desk. Under the librarian's table we found a lunchbox and some food in it. We wondered what could have possibly prevented her from eating her lunch. The collapsed ceiling might have taken her appetite away. Very true. The sturdy bookshelf protected some of the books from incineration. We ditched the great American novels and other classics and went straight for the Scout handbook. So, Timmy wants to drink. Dolores is okay. And Ted needs to eat. So, drink and food. And, yeah. Well, I think Dolores is probably the best one to send out next time. It seems that for every cockroach we squash with our boots, 2 of us take its place. It's time to do something about it before we get completely overrun. Let's use that new Boy Scout book. Put my theory to the test and it doesn't get destroyed in the process. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. Victory is ours! The roaches lie defeated. Oh, this is a glorious day for all remaining humanity. Humans are the dominant species once again. So, Timmy's still ill. Dolores is okay. Ted is hungry. Okay. And we're going to send Dolores out and she can go with the gas mask. Yeah, we'll send her with the gas mask, I think. Good luck, Dolores. Please bring food back. Okay, day 37. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He's shivering all the time. Dolores is on her way out. And Ted is hungry. Did I not feed him? I'll give you one more. The wasteland is full of surprises like this man on the other side of our door, knocking and claiming that he's willing to offer a lot for decent ammunition. Shall we trade? Well, it has been useful to us so far, so yes, we shall trade. Day 38. Okay! so, Ted's gone. Ted is a skeleton. Timmy has decided that he needs a hat and that the bear, his best friend, could do without an eye and body. But yeah. Ted has been sick for far too long and he was too weak to keep on going. He passed away in his sleep. Our visitor was happy to get some ammunition. In return he offered us rations. It wasn't much, but something is always better than nothing. Tim prefers apple juice, but right now we should get him some water. And Timmy has been driven crazy. Well, yeah, I can understand that from the fact that you know, his dad's died. That's generally not very good. The trash can is becoming full of empty soup cans, and that unmentionable bucket is overflowing. Both of them are attracting strangely glowing, suspiciously big insect wildlife. Roaches weren't that big before the war, were they? Squish them. Oh, Dolores is back. And Timmy is now gone. Okay. Where's Timmy gone? Timmy was very sick and there was nothing we could have done to make it better. He understood it and probably decided he's better off far away from such irresponsible parents. He left and never came back. We dodged a bullet this time. That is, if a bullet was huge, hairy, had 8 legs and a glowing head. Hopefully we won't have to deal with them again. We're glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. Got the mask back, great. When we came back to the shelter, we were relieved to discover that it was still locked. The padlock carries signs of an attempted break-in, but whoever gave it a try did not succeed in getting inside. Sadly, the padlock is in a sorry state and we can't really use it anymore. Again, not something we've used anyway, but never mind. After a bit of scouting, we arrived at the city hall. Half of it was still standing, while the other half turned out to be a gaping hole in the ground. We went into the ruins hoping to find something useful. One of the surviving rooms was a small maintenance closet. The only thing inside was a bucket full of water and a mop standing in it. We managed to fill some bottles with the contents of that bucket. It does look a bit funny. We just hope it doesn't taste of soap. Or something worse. So, +2 on water. We found the mayor sitting in his office on the top floor. He had a fully stocked first aid kit on his desk. Apparently he was a bit of a health freak. All of his medication seemed to have done nothing for him though. Now he looks rather burned with a hint of crispy and skeletal. So we've got a medikit just in time to save Timmy and Ted. One would agree, I'm sure. So she needs to eat. Okay, you can eat. Oh Christ, you might as well drink as well. We've got plenty of it. And she's too exhausted to go, so we cannot do that. Today the music from the radio stopped abruptly and instead we got to listen to a transmission from the army. We were almost halfway to the door when they started talking about evacuation, but it turns out there is something we need to do first. All survivors were asked to leave a sign that we're alive somewhere in the area. The exact location was given in a geographical coordinates. We need a map to establish where that is. We have a map. We have a map. Dolores, you're getting out of here, love. Day 44. She's still alive. She's still alive. That's good. A quick glance at the map gave us all the information we required. We left them a message in the bottle. She needs to eat. Eat we can do. She's still too tired to go though. Surviving down here is no walk in the park. It won't get easier. We're hopeful this will blow over soon and life will be back to what it used to be, or else we might face dangers we've never dreamt of. Yes. Ted has a very big skull, doesn't he? Very large skull. Very square jaw. Very square jaw. Where's his beard gone? It's hard not to worry considering our current situation. Some days we're still struggling to deal with this shelter life, but we can't lose hope. She needs to eat, so you better eat. And she's still too tired. Let's give her water too. Hopefully this will mean the exhaustion disappears if I keep on top of this. We heard something about supply drops on the radio. We just might be what we need to survive. And it's supposed to happen near our house. Shall we go out and find out if it's really happening? Yes, we need supplies. And it sort of counts as her going out, but not going out. The gas mask is ruined. Okay, okay. We went to get the supplies, and our gas mask got a bit damaged. Note taken, don't stand under a supply drop crate when it's falling out of the sky. The airdrop crate we found wasn't exactly huge, but it contained a few supplies that will definitely help us. We were especially happy to find some water bottles and food cans. For a minute we thought it was canned meat, but then we found out it was tomato soup. Our theory is that this whole country used to run on tomatoes, and no one suspected a thing. So that's good, because that means that we can keep her health up, along with the water. So we'll just keep her nicely well fed. Hopefully this means that she'll get over her exhaustion a little bit quicker. That gas mask of ours is in no shape to wear outside unless it's Halloween. It'd be a good idea to fix it. Not to worry, it would still make a great Halloween mask. Well, let's do it. We've got the Boy Scout book. Day 47. It almost looks brand new. It's interesting that the scouting handbook sports instructions for a gas mask repair. Oh well, who wants to try it first? Dolores isn't doing very well. Her sanity is very questionable. But she's not exhausted, it would seem. Is she exhausted? She's still exhausted. Alright, we'll give you water and food. Worst case scenario, if she dies, we're not leaving supplies with other people. Because that's how we roll. Everything would be fine if it wasn't for Dolores. She doesn't seem well. She used to be so energetic and happy. Now she just sits there and sulks. We should do something about it. Poison her? No, Boy Scout book. I'm sure she'll read something riveting in there. Pop her up a bit. Get her morale going, hopefully. Giving Dolores a book seemed like a good idea, but she was too tired and too sad to read anything. We hope she gets better soon. Okay, well, once again, we'll just keep her filled up. Still too exhausted. This isn't good. This is not good. Well, almost. Oh no, she's stood up now. That's a good sign. Surely. Does that mean that she's not exhausted anymore? Can we send you out? She's rested. Excellent. Fond memories are one thing, but we need to be ready for harsh reality that awaits us. Couldn't agree more. Let's fill you up. Yes, Dolores, you will be going out. Knock, knock. This sound always surprises and confuses us. It can mean anything, good or bad, but we're always curious. Should we open the door? Yes. Let's do it. Right. I'd like to think that she's gone off to pastures and new. She's just found that there's nothing else to do here, and she's been picked up by her new white knight in shining armor, and she's been whisked off somewhere safe, away from this hell. Let's read. We opened the hatch, but there was nobody there. Damn pranksters making jokes even after the apocalypse. This was a dark day for our family. This morning we realised Dolores has left the bunker. Unfortunately, she could no longer contain her insanity. We found a short note in which she explained that she's setting out to find her father, and that it's her dream to follow in his footsteps and do something good for the people of the wasteland. We have no idea what she meant, but we're going to miss her dearly. Good luck, Dolores. Of all places we could have perished, this is probably the best one. Or maybe not. So we held out for 50 days, which isn't that bad. I think I've held out slightly longer. It would seem that the there's a story progression which has to do with the radio and the map, and then there's something else further on. It didn't seem to kick in as quickly as it did on my other goes, but I think that could have been something to do with the fact that we didn't have the radio to start off with. So maybe next time I would look at taking the radio priority over the gas mask, which didn't seem to... well, it did its job, I suppose. No one came back with radiation sickness, but the radio is much more useful, I feel. So what it does now is just list what went on, all the different procedure generated things that happened throughout your days, and obviously if anyone's went kaput. And there we go, day 50 perished. We didn't really perish though, because Dora was left on a personal quest, so we didn't really perish, just abandoned, I think would be a better word. And that's it, we are done. We perished. And that is 60 seconds. So, as I said, as far as a YOLO episode is concerned, it works out all right. But it is something which I'm sure I will bring back to this channel at some point later on. I won't make a regular occurrence of it, but every so often we'll just jump in, see how far we can get with the family. So, thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.